Do you guys want to know how to start a successful restaurant business? You should definitely stick around for today's episode. On today's episode, we're going to be interviewing Carlo Chalisea, who started his business with a simple food cart and grew it into both a food truck and a restaurant. What about a good day of sales on the food truck trailer combined, maybe versus the restaurant? There was nowhere to get a Peruvian meal in Seattle until Carlo started his food truck. Now, the restaurant industry, of course, is crowded, it's very competitive, but he found an untapped niche, and that paid off for him very well.
You know, like then we're talking about maybe 100,000, right? If I do it right.
Tell me about the expense of the food truck trailer. What did this cost? It smells amazing. I'm excited to get this going, you guys. On this episode, we're going to talk about everything from choosing your menu, your location, as well as how to get your business name out to the customers. Now, Don Lucho has certainly gotten help with that by being featured in Eater Seattle Guide, as well as the Seattle's magazine. And most of all, he's been given a social media shout out by the world-renowned Peruvian chef, Gaston Acurio. What about your monthly expenses? Can you talk to us a little bit about that in general? And then what's your biggest expense on a monthly basis? So before we head into this interview, you guys comment below, tell us more about what businesses you like us to feature. Subscribe if you haven't done that already, and let's go meet the man, Carlo. You guys, let's go meet Carlo and hear his story. You must be Carlo?
I am.
You're the man of the day.
Yeah.
Hey, good to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Look forward to sharing your story.
Absolutely. Welcome to Don Lucho's.
Carlo, you've got an amazing place. It smells good.
Awesome.
And I'm getting hungry. So maybe after this episode, we'll get a chance to try some of your cuisine.
Absolutely.
Tell us a little bit about yourself and your food truck business journey.
Yeah, started with a food cart about 7 years ago, and then got a food truck, which was a big difference, that you can actually carry all your stuff inside of the truck as opposed to having to load. I mean, you still have to load, but the cart was way more difficult.
Right.
Got a second
smaller.
food truck, way smaller, a lot more work to do. Got a second food truck, and then in last year, we finally got a restaurant. So this is our home base now that you're visiting us.
What made you get into the food business?
I was always into food, always surrounded by food growing up. Come from a family that cooks, not necessarily entrepreneurs that had businesses, but I said, you know, like the food that we make at home and make at family reunions is so good, I feel like the world should know about it.
That's awesome. That's a good reason to get into it. Tell me about the expense of the food truck trailer, just in a quick snippet. What did this cost?
So I bought this from a food truck that was going out of business at 25K, and I had to put in about 18 to 20,000.
Break it down, the cost. Where did the 18 go?
And refrigerators, had to get new refrigerators, had to get a new stovetop, and had to get a fryer.
Okay, just to get everything updated?
Yeah.
Okay.
So they used a lot of steam tables, what they were doing, so I had to get rid of all that and just put my equipment in.
So you're like low 40s on that, ready to go for the streets.
Yeah.
What about the trailer here?
This one, the people that initially were working on it did a terrible job. So it was like 10,000 that we had paid. The only thing that worked was like one of the refrigerators that they put in there. So we had to redo all that. It was about 40 as well.
Gotcha.
It was about 40 as well.
All right. Well, walk us through the facility. I mean, you've got outdoor seating, you've got indoor seating.
Yeah, well, we're going to start, I guess, with the end of the whole building process. But this patio in particular over here was the one that came last, and now obviously we're in masks because we're in the middle of the pandemic situation going on, and it was all about outdoor seating, right? So I decided to do this extra patio here for two reasons. One, it helps everybody know that I actually have a patio, because when everything's closed over here, you can't really tell if there's a patio or not. This is in your face. You can see it. People on the corner can see it. People driving by can see it.
So this is where I would order.
This is where you'll either order or check in for your table, or let the host know that you want to do dining and whatnot. So over here, so this would be the main dining area here.
Okay.
We have our kitchen right now that's active already.
Hello, guys.
Hello, hello.
Food is amazing. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
This is going to be the bar area.
Okay.
We are a pisco bar. Pisco is the Peruvian spirit. It's made out of grape, and it's kind of like reminiscent of a white brandy. The grapes give it like very aromatic. You know, it has a lot of aroma. And it has a perfect body to mix with any sort of drink. You can make like a mojito with it. You can make a margarita with it. But there's obviously certain cocktails that are specifically, you know, made from pisco. But it's a very easy spirit to blend with any kind of cocktail. So that's what makes it pretty unique. So I'll take you on a quick tour over here of the kitchen.
Hello, guys.
Everybody's over here working away.
UpFlip inspection. This is where all the magic happens as far as food and all the delicious stuff.
Yeah. This is where everything's happening.
Not a lot of room. I mean, you don't really need.
Nah, there's like one station for each cook, one here, one there, one there. You know, so it'd be 1, 2, 3 people pretty much, and then 1 or 2 people in the back doing prep, keeping the. Like, if you guys were showed up at 6, there's no way we could do this.
Right.
There would be like pans flying everywhere, and yeah, it'd be mayhem.
What about your monthly expenses? Can you talk to us a little bit about that in general? And then what's your biggest expense on a monthly basis?
Biggest expense will probably be payroll, you know, especially having with the new protocols that we have to follow in terms of COVID and all that. We have to have more personnel. We have to have a host that's making sure people are coming in with masks and whatnot. So definitely payroll is definitely the big one. Yeah, probably like 30 grand, you know, when it's all said and done. Full time, at least having a crew of like 7 people, you know, and then rent, utilities, garbage. You know,
things started to add up, especially with you being in Seattle. I imagine it's not the cheapest place to operate
for sure not.
Yeah. Okay.
There's all kinds of taxes coming in from left and right, and
especially
before
from the left.
You know it, it's just especially from exactly. That's a good one.
It smells amazing here.
Absolutely.
Can we try some of your food?
Sure. And I wanted to mention one of our food trucks now is dedicated to our patio here at the restaurant, and the idea was to do private caterings, weddings, you name it, whatever private event we could do, corporate. Okay. I also want to showcase different chefs and cooks in Peruvian cuisine that are looking to, I don't know, maybe start their own restaurant at one point. This will be like their little window to getting onto a platform like the one that Don Lucho's has built. So, you know, bring something exciting for us, and at the same time, we are helping future entrepreneurs get going with their dream. Today, we have Chef Joe, who's from Peru, and he is taking us in an expedition to northern Peru, where he's from, and he's doing a dish from the coast, is arroz con pato, which is duck rice, and then we have juane, which is from the jungle. And right now, we can go get some juanes if you want to try it.
I'm excited. Let's give it a shot.
Follow us this way.
Man.
Enjoy it.
Chef Joey, you guys.
All right. We are here for some juanes. Half of the masa is going to be yuca, so what do you call it? Grated cassava, and then that is mixed with rice, seasoned, and then in the middle you have like a seasoned chicken. So basically what a tamal would be, except for tamales are made out of corn, the juan is going to be made out of cassava and rice.
Gotcha.
So that's the big difference.
If that doesn't sound amazing.
And here we go.
Wow, that was quick.
And in the jungle, they would use this dish. It's wrapped in banana leaves.
Wow, look at this.
So it could preserve for a longer time, and you can easily take that. And if you want, you can just pull it down right there on the side so you can show. Each one's gonna have an egg.
That is so cool.
It's gonna have chicken.
So this is chicken.
That's chicken right there. Yeah.
And a very unique, delicious dish. Any particular way in eating this?
No, just dig into it.
Just dig in.
And the whole thing about it is this is used for people that were traveling around the jungle. So the idea was you eat a little bit, right? And then you keep on walking, you bundle it back up.
Yeah,
you wrap it right back up, you throw it on your bag, and then you just keep on going.
Take a closer look at how tender the meat is. Just falls apart. I don't want to burn my mouth here, but that smells amazing.
So tasty and hot. Don't burn yourself now.
Tender.
Una salsa picante. And Chef Joe, we have rocoto there. What did you put? Rocoto. Green onions, red onions. Gives a nice little kick to it.
Ooh, that's got a pretty big kick. Yeah. I didn't expect that. What about a good day of sales on the food truck trailer combined, maybe versus the restaurant? What does that look like dollar-wise? What's a good day? What's a bad day?
A good day in sales over here would probably be, you know, like anywhere from, depending on how many people you have, but let's say you have 2 people as a crew, like anywhere from 800 to 1100.
On
it's something
average,
on average,
between the
yeah,
two?
with
Okay.
2 people that you're paying. And then a really good day would be like maybe have 3 people and do like 1,500 or 1,400 in sales.
Okay. How does that compare to the restaurant?
Restaurant is completely different because, I mean, more overhead over here, but it's also like we have a bar as well, so there's like, you know.
Yeah, so the liquor sales and
liquor
everything.
sales, all that, yeah.
Okay. So what about profit margins? Do you have a goal set in mind where you want to stay within, or what have they been on average for you, you know, close to October now that it's been a year?
Well, yeah, I mean, like I said before, I haven't been able to really dig into what, you know, the number is exactly, but I don't know, maybe anywhere from 5 to 10, I don't know. But ideally, you know, I do over $1 million in sales, and you know, if I can do that,
Just a restaurant or both?
with
Your business as a whole.
I think the restaurant could do that. You know, the average what they say is like what 10%. So like that's going to be like ultimately yours.
Okay, so 90% of the revenue.
Oh, it's going to payroll. It's going
Right.
it's going everywhere but me.
Mm-hmm.
So you need to
At least in the first year or two.
you want to make sure you're, you know, with a restaurant that's going full throttle with the amount of employees I have, which is like anywhere from 10 to 14, you know, running around. Like today, I'll have 13 people running around between food truck and restaurant.
Mm-hmm.
That's a lot of money going out the door.
Right.
You know,
Before you even pay yourself.
Before I even get
Yeah.
to pay myself. So what I told myself, I'm going to get above $1 million in sales if I'm within what they say that a restaurant gets to keep, which is anywhere from 10 to like 20%.
That's about the industry?
Yeah,
Okay.
you know, like then we're talking about maybe 100,000, right? If I do it right.
I hope you guys enjoyed this first episode of us sitting down with Carlo, hearing his story. What an incredible journey to start with just a basic food cart and end up with a food truck, food trailer, and now you've got this amazing restaurant with all this seating area. So I hope you guys have taken away some important things as far as starting the business, running the business, managing, hiring employees. We're here for you. If you haven't already subscribed to our channel, please do so now and make sure you watch part 2. It's going to be cool.